I am Nigerian and we do not have a country. What's up, guys? It's your man, Timmy Sinclair. You can call me Tricky T, and this is the Uncomfortable Truths channel, where we talk about the most uncomfortable conversations that affect us as Black people in the continent and in diaspora. All right, like I just said, I'm Nigerian, but we do not have a country. Now, before you guys come for me, listen to what I'm about to say. Now, what is a country? Ideally, right? A country is a system, a functioning system, where people come together, live together. They are bound by laws, they are citizens of this country. We don't have that in Nigeria. We have a simulation of, we find out a simulation, we think we have it, but we don't have it, okay? We have a passport, we don't have a country. Now, because if I ask this question, nobody can answer it. And the question is simple. What is a Nigerian? Yes. And this thing applies to other countries in Africa. I'm just saying this because I'm Nigerian, so I'm using my country as an example. The question is simple. What is a Nigerian, or who is a Nigerian? Right? Now, the first thing you say is anybody that is, within the territory that is called Nigeria is a Nigerian. That's what we say. But what is that person? What is that person? And I'm saying this because you find out that we have layers upon layers of identity. I call it identity crisis. That we don't know what we are as a country. Let me start with this. We have 3 different layers. First, we have tribe. So in Nigeria, we have hundreds of tribes, different tribes. I know most people just know the Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. Those are the main ones. But we have 100 other ones. I'm not even Yoruba, I'm not Igbo. I'm Ijo. We have Shekiri. We have Robo. We have Ibira. We have Tiv. We have Idoma. We have Kanuri. Like that, tribes, bro. So first, who's a Nigerian, right? We have your tribe. That's the first thing. So tribe first. After tribe, you don't have religion. After religion, you don't have Nigerian. So what are Nigerians loyal to? Most times, people are loyal to their tribe first, then religion second, then Nigeria third. Do you understand what I'm saying? There is nothing that holds us together that we can say, I'm a Nigerian. And I'm going to prove this to you. I'm going to say something to you now. If you look at the way Nigeria is structured, of course, all African countries were created by colonial powers, right? No African country was, apart from Ethiopia, all of them were colonial creations. The colonial masters created them. So now, let me say something. I'm from southern Nigeria, right? My tribe is Ijo. Now, Nigeria is a very big country. Now, there are people in northern Nigeria who are Fulani, right? Now, northern Nigeria shares border with Niger Republic, right? Now, in Niger Republic, there are Fulanis there. Now, let me tell you something crazy. The Nigerian that is in part of northern Nigeria, that his ethnicity is Fulani, he is more loyal to his Fulani brethren in Niger than he is to me in Nigeria, that is in the south. You can see how insane this is. So someone that is in northern Nigeria sees someone from the Republic of Niger, right, that speaks his language and shares his religion. He sees that person more as a countryman than me that is in the south that speaks a different language and a different religion. You see, this thing is a problem. Because at the end of the day, what is now a Nigerian? Right? I'll give you an instance. Trust me, if there's a conflict today between Nigeria and Niger Republic, do you think that the Fulanis, for instance, in northern Nigeria would fight against their Fulani brethren in Niger Republic? No, they would not. So, generalize the question, what is a Nigerian? And now the problem, what now makes it even worse is the fact that the Nigerian state does not have any reasonable structure. We're just a gathering of people. Trust me, we don't have laws that apply to the laws of the country does not apply to people in in a in the same way. If you're from certain part of the country, the law applies to you separately. If you are from a particular tribe, the law applies to you separately. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, we don't have a country. Now, when people come into power, when we have leaders that come into power, they don't even think of the country. The first their thought is, oh, my tribe. What tribe am I from? That's why you see things like nepotism, right? Corruption. The major problem is the fact that everybody that comes into power, not everybody, most of them is, okay, my tribe first. So when you look at the layers of identity, the first one being, oh, your tribe. Second one, your religion. Then third, Nigeria. Nigeria is the third thing. So we are not loyal to the country. Nobody's loyal to Nigeria. It's permit my English, a shit show. And that is why you hardly have people that are patriotic. Because they're like, what is Nigeria? Why am I patriotic to this thing that we call a country that doesn't work for everybody, right? Anybody that understands the basic history, you know that Nigeria was a colonial project, right? The British came, just joined people together, joined us together, and then we are just here. There is no, what's the word? There is no creed. There is no Nigerian dream. There is no Nigerianness, right? And because we don't have this, we're just in this space wondering what's happening to. I don't know why we cannot come together as intelligent beings, supposedly, and ask ourselves these questions. What is the Nigerian? Why are we Nigerian? You know? And for me, in closing, right, what will solve this problem is when we put aside things like tribalism, you know, where you're from, you know, your religion. When those things become secondary and then being a Nigerian becomes primary, then and only then can we now start saying, oh, we have a country or we are a country. But as long as things like tribe, religion will be the first thing we identify with, and then the passport of being Nigerian is the last thing, we're not going anywhere. As a matter of fact, the only reason people are even saying they're Nigerian is because they just need a passport to move around the world, because you need a passport. You know, without a passport, you cannot visit it, you can't travel around the world. That's it. If not for that, my brother, there is nothing that you will say is a country. And it's sad because as a people, we cannot sit down and address these things. We are trying to run, you know, modern societies with archaic ideas, and that's why we're here. Anyway, just my 2 cents. I hope we get a change in the long run. I really do hope we get a change. But until then, I'm sorry. What is a Nigerian? All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Leave your thoughts, comments on what you think a Nigerian is. For me, I don't even know what a Nigerian is. It's crazy. See you guys on the next one. Peace out.